100 days ago, I was obese, broke, right after a bad breakup. Today, I step on stage as a bodybuilder for the first time.
59, David Eid.
That's us.
And something I found very valuable is most people, including very much so myself, won't enter new territories because of how different it is to them. But if you have someone who's seen the change, who's guiding you, or at least is a different perspective from what you've been used to your whole life, it becomes a lot more possible to achieve the unknown. Because for me, I've never been under 20% body fat or 18% body fat. And now I'm 6. And I'm telling you, bro, from 18% to 6% body fat was the hardest journey of my life. It was actually harder than anything I did in business. And I think it was harder than anything I did in the arm wrestling realm. I went to world champion status in arm wrestling, and it wasn't even close to as difficult as getting from 18% to 6% body fat. Because of, I used to be a chubby kid my whole life.
Yeah, it's tough to fully express how much this day means to me. It's astronomically more than just about looking good. And it comes from a strong childhood history of social anxiety, where binge eating to fall into a food coma was my only cope. I moved to school every year, and I moved houses alongside with it. Crazy, unstable environment. And coming from a Lebanese immigrant household, food was our cope when money was an issue. And it was our way to forget about it all for a second. And Mum's ridiculously good Lebanese food doesn't help. Thanks, Mum. It's another reason why this means a lot. It's also about breaking unhelpful childhood habits and inspiring anyone even remotely close to what I went through. It's a different level of fuel to achieve such a crazy goal.
It's something that's different to a Middle Eastern household saying, "Oh, you look skinny, keep eating." Like, you know what I mean? Like, the amount of times me going to this bodybuilding comp and everyone who even remotely knew me in the past got concerned just looking at me is ridiculous.
There's been one person who has helped beyond, more than they had to. Dom, thank you. You're everywhere in all the videos, in all the tough moments, high moments, low moments. You were there. You even jumped on for 2 weeks and tried the prep diet and the prep weight and cardio just to feel and understand what I'm going through. To have a brother like you is not only a privilege, it's a treasure that I appreciate, and you didn't have to, but thank you. Now, back to the video.
Like, are you okay? Are you, like, the amount of "are you okays" I've heard in the past few weeks has actually been sad. It's like, I'm grinding, doing the best possible work I've done in my life on my body and on my mind, and these guys are thinking that it's genuinely something wrong with me, which I guess comes with the nature of getting that lean and being that shredded, which is fun, very fun.
This was by far the most challenging thing I've done, because I was in a very different mental and physical state earlier this year. I completely let myself go and didn't even know how I got there. But in this instance, when it rained, it poured. Here I'm 100 kilos straight in the worst shape of my life, obese, with scoliosis. I'd get rushed to the hospital after 2-hour nosebleeds, daily, struggling to go to sleep from stress, and eating was my cope. This all started when I had a panic attack after crashing on my parents' lounge room floor at 24. Man, I was down bad. I'm at rock bottom, and I can only go up from here. I have nothing to lose. So I said, fuck it. I'm going to get into the best physical, mental, and financial state of my life, and I'm going to make sure of it. I set the clearest vision of my life, applied to 1,000 jobs, and started the gym again. and registered for a bodybuilding competition. Why not? And that was day 0, February 8th. I took this order serious and started spending 4 hours a day in the gym right away, dealing with the devil himself, cardio. I've never done cardio prior to this moment. Yeah, you heard it, never been on a treadmill, ever. So you can imagine what that was like. Also, never meal prepped food too, so... However, the exact thing I dreaded was the thing that got me results beyond my wildest dreams. I ended up losing 10 kilos in the first 4 weeks and my abs started to pop out. It was ridiculous to see my fat drop so fast and see myself get leaner by the freaking day. This all went from pure faith to real life evidence.
Because that's something I had to learn the hard way. So anyone who goes, oh, I struggle with losing weight, I struggle because I'm always hungry. If you don't crave cooked, unsalted chicken, you're not hungry, you're bored. Find something to get busy with, have caffeine, and then talk to me. Wow. Because that's something I had to learn the hard way. And after learning that and getting busy and then taking caffeine and learning which foods are non-palatable and really satiating, search those words up, I realized that I get full a lot quicker with these foods. I'm a lot less hungry because I'm a lot busier, and caffeine as a natural suppressant doesn't make me want to eat as much anyway. So I end up eating less throughout the day and end up losing a lot more weight. Eat satiating foods, get busy, and get caffeine in your system. Drink a lot of water.
But if it was this easy, everyone would have done it. My results quickly flatlined, like a Bali sunset in the middle of June. I started to get serious body dysmorphia, and not seeing any progress started to take a toll, especially with how hard I thought I was pushing it. Gosh, David, it must have been tough. Yes, but there's more. As if that wasn't enough growth juice, I had no choice but to leave my sales role suddenly and had to crash in with my brother, trying to find my feet and get a role halfway through prep. I learned very quickly that I've always worked hard, but this time that wasn't enough. I also had to work smarter. My goal was way too crazy and intense not to. So I got a specialized bodybuilding prep coach and chose a remote job to manage around prep. My entire day, sales calls, walking and weights. Then some more calls, then some more walking. And I somehow got stronger even though I was eating less. Weight started to drop because the food made me fuller and I enjoyed dieting more. I learned bodybuilding posing properly and I started to tense muscles I didn't even know existed.
Pretty much when we first started, I knew we had a lot of work to do and there was going to be a lot of suffering, which I think it definitely was. I've never pushed anyone as hard as I pushed David. The low calories, the hours cardio, the amount of steps, it's actually quite funny. It was, yeah, we had a short period of time to pull off as much body fat while trying to maintain as much muscle tissue as possible. And so we did.
Although professional bodybuilding is something that people idolize as healthy, inspired by the titans of the fitness industry, it actually isn't. Especially when you start to enter the extremely low level of body fat, causing your body to compensate in order to survive. From the extreme cold shivers of low body fat, to wrapping your knees in duct tape, to be able to fit in the cardio and steps. And all of that is topped with the last month of bodybuilding prep before you jump on stage. I was required to fully lean into the body I was building and shut out everything else. I call it the way of the builder. Because the best builders spend required diligence measuring where they are and planning where they want to go. but then every living second after that is spent building the bridge of their dreams and focusing on that soul mission, learning to enjoy its boring and difficult nature. And in my case, 1,000 calories on the dot, 8 hours of exercise daily, 2 hours cardio, 35,000 steps, intense weight sessions, and posing practice. And on top of that, you got to optimize sleep, new time sales role, and building the personal brand. I really had to ask myself, in order to build this, if I were to do this 1,000 days in a row, would I be fine? And the answer, although tough,
David Eid.
I'm proud. You like?
All right, we just finished our final competition. 5 divisions in. Crazy. I am done. I am ready for some Lebanese delight. Let's celebrate.
beautiful, mate.
Can you catch the smell?
Oh, but you think I was done, were you? Don't get too comfortable. The next mission, #1 arm wrestling world title.